Hi guys, this is Ms. Nelson again. We are still going over Think Central Chapter 3. One of the things that we had to learn in Think Central Chapter 3 was how to take words and change them into mathematical equations, and how to do the opposite, how to take equations and write word problems for them. So I got this activity. This is an enrichment activity. You can also access enrichment activities by going to thinkcentral.com, going to your library, and choosing the enrichment book. This is going to help us practice this. We're going to read the word problem over here and try to find the equation that matches it. So we're going to start over here with A. Heath had $22. He spent $6 on lunch. So he's starting with $22. Spending $6 means taking away $6 from his $22. And then, that means moving on to my second step, put my first step in parentheses. And then he bought some comics. Bought is also taking away. But we don't know how many comics he bought, so we're just going to call that C. So minus C, and then he has $11 left, so equals 11. So I'm going to look for an equation like this. They may use a different variable than C, but I'm going to look for an equation that the rest is the same over here. I see it right down here, 22 minus 6, and then minus S, they use an S instead of a C, equals 11. So I'm going to write an A here because this matches A. All right. The vet has 25 pets in all to see today. That's how many he has to see. 25 altogether. My pen's going slow for some reason. 14 of the pets are dogs. So 14 of them are dogs. And that's addition. And the rest are cats. It doesn't tell us how many of the rest, so we'll call that C for cats. So my equation is 25 equals 14 plus C, which we know is the same as 14 plus C equals 25. So I'm going to look for that over here. And remember, they could use something besides C. They can use any variable they want. So here it is. 14 plus P they used equals 25. So B matches up with the equation for 3. Okay, C. Winona had 9 CDs in her collection. So altogether she has 9. Then she got some more CDs for her birthday. Getting more means she's adding to her collection, but it doesn't tell us how many more. So I'll just call it C for CDs. 9 plus C. Now she has a total of means equals 13 CDs. So I've got to look for 9 plus some variable equals 13. And they use the M, here it is. So C matches 1. 9 plus M equals 13. Moving on to D. Kelly added 24 pennies to the class penny jar. So she added 24. Michael added 18. And now there are 102 pennies in the penny jar. Now, let's take a second here and think about this. She's adding that amount to the penny jar, so there had to be something else that they started with. Some amount of pennies that they started with. And then they're adding 24 and 18 to that amount to get a total of 102. So I got to look for a problem over here that matches P plus 24 plus 18 equals 102. I see it down here. They used an R instead of a P. They started with a certain amount of pennies, and then Kelly added her 24, and Michael added his 18 for a total of 102, and they just put parentheses around the parts that the new parts that we read about. So D is 5. All right, moving on to E already. Javier has 50 points. Man, my pen's going real slow today. He has 17 fewer than Daniela. 17 fewer than Daniela. We don't know how many Daniela has, so I'll just say D for her amount of points. So we know there's 50 altogether, and he has 17 fewer than what she has. So what she has minus 17 is fewer. So I need to look for a problem that says 50 equals D minus 17, or I know I can switch that around to D minus 17 equals 50. I see that right here. They just use the N instead of a D. So E is N minus 17 equals 50. So the last one we know it's going to have to be this one right here, but let's just go through it and think it out loud. Sasha had 25 books. Here's the 25 that she had. She sold some at the school sale. Sold means she's getting rid of them or taking some away. And it doesn't tell us how many though, it just says some. So I'm going to call the sum that she sold B for books. Now she has means equals 18. So I need to look for something that says 25 minus B equals 18. And just like we said over here, they use the Q instead of a B, but 25 minus Q equals 18. All right, so that is changing words into equations, and then the opposite way around would be they give you the equation and you have to come up with a word sentence. So these are some examples. And then the second part of this, it says to solve the equation. So we have to see what the variable stands for. This first one's easy. We have to count from 9 and see how many times we count on, because we've got add, to get to 13. So if we put 9 in our heads and then we count 10, 11, 12, 13, that's 4 more. So the M is going to be equal to 4. All right, and then the next one, we start with amount, we take 17 away from it, and we're ending up with 50. The way to solve those is just like when you check your math, you do 50 plus 17 plus, so this is a 7 and this is a 6. So if we started with 67 and we took away 17, we would end up with 50. So the answer would be N equals 67. All right, B, another one. This one's just like number 1. 3 is just like number 1. They give us the number that we start with. We have to add on some more and get up to 25. So we put 14 in our head and see how many more we have to count to get up to 25. So we would say 14 in our head, then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We added on 11, so P would equal 11. I should have wrote up here M equals 4. Okay, next one is just number 4 is just like number 2. Except for we know what we're starting with, and we have to see how many we count backwards to get to 18. So that's what Q would equal. So we got to put 25 in our head and see how many we go backwards to end up at 18. So I'd say 25 in my head, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. I had to count back 7 times to get to 18. Okay, don't let this scare you just because there's more numbers. All we have to do is we know we do what's in the parentheses first. So we would add 24 and 18. I'm going to do that up here so I have some more room. 24 and 18. We do the ones first. 8 plus 4, 12. Carry our 1. So 42. So we can think in our heads that it says R plus 42. And we can just erase those because we did the math already. R plus 42 equals 102. So we need to see what we add to 42 to get up to 102. Here's a trick. You take 102, you subtract 42, and that'll give you the other number. So 2 minus 2 is 0. can't do 0 minus 4, so we need to borrow from the 1. It will become a 0, and this will become a 10, and it'll be 10 minus 4, which is 60. So now if I add 60 and 42, it should equal 102. Let's see. 60 plus 42. Do our ones first. That's 2. 6 plus 4 is 10. Yep, it gave me 102. So R equals 60. Okay, now don't be scared here again. We just do what's in the parentheses first. We need to do 22 minus 6. Can't do 2 minus 6. I need to borrow, so this will become a 1. And this becomes 12 minus 6 is 6. 1 minus blank is 1, so 16. So I can think in my head 16. I already did that math. 16 minus what gives me 11? So how many times do I have to count backwards from 16 to get to 11? So I'm going to put 16 in my head, then count 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. 5 numbers that I had to count back to get to 11. So S equals 5. All right, hope that helps. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you have any more questions. Thanks.